4 Latin American books that you should be reading. Coming up first, we got Los Peligros de Fumar en la Cama by Mariana Enriquez. This is a series of short horror stories based in and around Argentina, and it talks about everything relating to ghosts, folklore, and tragic urban myths. What I really like about this book is I think that in very subtle ways, Enriquez is able to draw out the underlying colorism, classism, and racism that still exists in Argentina. Next, we have Los Muros de Agua by José Revueltas. Revueltas is a Mexican communist who actually lived a lot of what he wrote. The book itself is about 5 communists being sent to a penal colony as punishment for their political beliefs, which is something José Revueltas actually went through. They share their time in the camps with other victims such as queer people and sex workers, and it's a really heartbreaking story about the lack of freedom that one experiences when they want total freedom for the working classes. Next, we have Estrella Distante by Roberto Bolaño. You may have heard of Bolaño from his 2 most well-known novels and his collection of short stories, but what most people don't know is that he took the last story from his collection and turned it into a full-blown novel. This novel talks about a fictionalized version of Roberto Bolaño, Arturo Belano, encountering a Nazi in the middle of Chile, who would represent the foreboding fascist coup that would end up destroying all of Chile in the 70s. As someone that takes a lot of inspiration from Borges, there's a lot of tricks in the narrative, and the way Bolaño uses horror movie tropes to describe the fascist threat to Chile, I think is brilliant. Finally, last but not least, the best of the best, the creme de la creme, Agua Viva, Clarice Lispector. Clarice is an Eastern European Jew who was born and raised in Brazil, kinda like me, and her writing is the best I've ever encountered in my life. Agua Viva follows the reflections and ruminations of a woman who is a painter, but it's so much more than that. The way Clarice Lispector twists and turns grammar so that it can fit specifically the way she wants to express herself is incredible. Her thoughts on ontology and epistemology are absolutely amazing, and Clarice has had to actually call up a French publication and complain that they've corrected the grammar in her writing when they wrote the translation because that wasn't how she wanted to express her thoughts. She's a genius, she's the GOAT. I've actually even had an ongoing joke where I've tricked people into believing that I was her great-great-grandson because, you know, we have almost the exact same lineage. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to review next. I could do another region, I could do essential reads, I could do new titles. You write it down and I'll obey because I crave validation.